Alright, let's just go live. We'll just make sure stream's all started properly. Looks like we're up and running. Alright. We're all good. Let's play some games. Okay, while we wait for a match. Can bring up some code. Where are we at? I've just been implementing cards one at a time. Using the new card name implementation block. Where are we at now? We're still doing Mayfly. I finished Mayfly. And Mayfly. Okay, Syndicate should be pretty straightforward to do. Syndicate.rs. Oh, and we got a JNet game. So we will not be finishing that. Let's go and do that then. How do we feel about that hand? It's got an Aesop's, it's got a Coalescence, it's got everything we need really. It doesn't have draw, but I think we're good with it. Oh, you're all probably hearing me twice, aren't you? Let me throw that in the bin. Sorry, it just occurred to me. Yeah. Well, we'll stop you hearing me twice. And new browser, which means that JNet's volume is way too high by default. Alright. Near Earth Hub doing Near Earth Hub things. How do we want to deal with that? We have really two options, ignore it and care about it, and I think I'm inclined to ignore it. We're just gonna draw. Okay, cool. Dismiss, coalesce for 1, gains us 3. Aesop's to sell the coalesce for another 3. Pretty straightforward opening there. We should be live properly. I'm hoping we're live properly. It looks like we are. People just have not realized that this is happening yet, but that's fine, I'm sure. We'll get some people turning up as time goes on. Okay, yeah, we're just committing hard to asset spam, aren't we? Do I want to just like try and catalog her early then? Oops. Aesop's the Coalescence. That's okay. Do we start running stuff? Kind of feel like I need to. Kind of also feel like I want to play Imp first. We'll play Imp, let's start running stuff. Let's see what they put down this turn. Server 3. This is where I'm going to slam into a Behold and get tags. An Agenda. Server 4. Another daily business show. We'll Imp this one off. And then lastly, server 5. Pad campaign. We'll Imp that off when they res it. Nice straightforward opening. Ooh, stream is still on. Ah, okay. Now you can actually see what's going on. Apologies. Should transition fairly quickly to you being able to see the game. Okay. Your Aesop's off the imp. Was the imp empty? No, right? They purged, I see. The imp became empty. Alright, let's go find ourselves a new imp. I mean, none of that hurts us in our quest to find a new imp. Do I want to play any of it, or do I want to just keep drawing? I'll throw down another Dismiss. It'll make stuff cheaper for us in the long run. Server 6. They don't want us getting in. Okay, Fermenter's a good one to throw on the table. Third Dismas I don't really care for, although it does give us a free Boitata. Yeah, let's take the 2 credit Boitata and start rigging up here. Gets us a 1 credit pressure spike. We can Fermenter to recover economically. Our programs are not going to cost us much to install now for the rest of the game. We're in a pretty good place. I don't like how much debt control they get out of this daily business show, but I really don't want to spend 4 to trash it unless we're very rich. If we find another coalescence, then maybe. Or if we get our Slap Vandal engine going. They're just clicking for credits, which is awfully suspicious. We're not going to Aesops anything. Draw. Alright, we'll throw down that for 1 credit and that for 1 credit, and we'll see if we can bait them into purging. They seemed very purge happy. Server 7. Fun. We'll check what that is, unless they ice it. We'll check what that is. Looks like stream's working fine now. Alright. Nothing to Aesops, unfortunately. Okay, take our free coalescence. And that gives us something to Aesop, so that is just 7 credits on a stick. And let's throw down a telework. Now, I feel like they might be flooding a little bit, and that's why they iced HQ. It's not certain, though. I think it's hard to be certain here. Okay. Really looking for a Muse or another Imp, because I want to get rid of both of these, but I don't want to pay to get rid of both of these. Or a Slap Vandal, so I can start contesting servers, but code gates are the thing that this faction does a lot of anyway. Okay, we have to contest that. That's too many installs. We'll Aesops off the Coalesce. I think we'll just run them all server 8. What you got for me? if they have anything for me. Behind door number 8. Another pad campaign. I've got a lot of money buttons at my disposal right now. I'll vanilla trash it. I don't like doing that though. Server 9. Still off-world office. Server 10. Maryland campaign. We'll at least have them res it first. On that note, do I want to get rid of this Maryland campaign they resed? They haven't paid anything. They've not gained anything from it yet. No, I think I actually just want to crack the fermenter because I think they'll purge. They're very purge happy, it seems. Really need to start finding stuff to ASOPs to get the Boitata online because paying full price for Boitata feels really bad. That's a trap now. They think I'm running everything. We'll let them have that one. I'm tempted to start just pressuring R&D. That makes me want to pressure R&D even more, but I really want to find my code gate first. I think we can just draw up. That's what I was looking for. That comes down for free. Let's start pressuring R&D. See what they've got for us. Toll booth. That's expensive. It's very expensive. Well, we'll pay for it, I guess. We can always, we'll last click throw down a fermenter. Okay, and they did invest 8 into resing it, so. And a tithe. Tithe is unfortunately expensive this turn because we didn't get Boitata value. See what this face down is. Upgrade, Chrysium Grid. Lots of people running Chrysium Grid right now. Well, we'll have to deal with that before we can start looking for cataloger plays. I think we will just table the fermenter here. Another pad campaign. Really want to find an Emperor Muse. An Emperor Muse, and we can start doing so much damage to this this board. I would really like to start doing some damage to this board. Do we have anything to ASOPs? Not really here. Alright, let's press the server 12, see what it is. Pop-up window. Well, it's only one to break, so... Same to break as to let it fire. San. We cannot leave that on the table. Okay. They might purge now to try and keep us off of economic recovery with Fermenter. I don't like that they're getting 2 credits a turn for free from these, but we're not playing Rene. We don't have kind of infinite trash economy unless I can find my imps, which we've only found one, and they purged it very quickly, so... Nothing for ASOPs. Draw. Okay, Slap Vandal's kind of a bit too little too late. We could start flickering it with UAV, but I really don't care too much. Coalesce is a really valuable thing to find. We play it for free. It gets us back 4 credits. We're now sort of economically recovered. We're going to trash this. I don't really want to trash anything else here. Do I want to run and play the slap? Maybe I want to burn a HQ and play the slap, but I can't really do that until I get rid of the Chrysium Grid. Next turn, I think we're going to crack 8 credits on the Fermenter. They're probably going to purge, but we'll look for 8 credits on the Fermenter to contest the Chrysium Grid. This turn, I think... Do we want to draw one deeper? Probably not. I think this turn we probably gain 3 credits to make them less likely to purge, though I still think they're very purge happy here. They purged the imp very fast. And at this point, 4 credits is pretty much the same as an imp. It's 4 for this, 4 for this. So 4 counter Fermenter is pretty much an imp at this point. I expect we might see a trash. Another Sansan. Okay, we're fast advancing, but that's fine. We'll just money up and contest the Sansan. Oh, they tagged us. Okay, that's fine. We can still do all of this. So Aesop's off the Coalescence. Crack that for money. Run server 6. We're punished if it's star. Nothing punishes us for having a tag here. I guess server 2 being a B1001 punishes us if this is a tag. Should have considered that. Probably remove tag first is probably the line there. 1 credit to break. Breach. 5 credits to trash. Run back on server 1. Breach. 4 credits to trash. Move a tag pass. Okay, that's all of our money gone again. And we still need to get rid of that Chrysium grid. It's been an agenda the whole time. It's been an agenda the whole time. Cool, I should have run it. Okay, this is... R&D is kind of oppressively expensive right now. Yeah, let's just find some cards. Okay, this is too little too late. Muse is really good here. I think this is just Muse for Imp, run server 5. No, Muse for Imp, run R&D. Can I afford all of that? Imp, it's going to cost me 2 to bring back, put me on 4 credits. Can't afford to do that. Okay, in that case, we're just going to get set up for next turn. What does getting set up for next turn look like? It looks like clicking this. And then we haven't played a program, so we might as well play a Slap Vandal for free that we can then sell to Aesop's. Or actually, we kind of don't mind just leaving a Slap Vandal on the toll booth. And then end of turn discard down, we're going to want to discard our UAV because we're not looking for that kind of gameplay. And maybe we discard the Cataloger because we're unlikely to see the fruits of our labor when it comes to that Chrysium grid on R&D. Although I do now have the Imp in hand to get it off. And toll booth is now just 4 to run through instead of 6, which is a bit more workable. I think I want to just start doing HQ pressure though. Honestly, maybe we say it's too little too late for the lily pad. We already have most of our programs down. We're going to play more programs this game though, but without... Maybe I want to do the UAV cycling. Okay, I think I lose one of the burners here. I'm going to get rid of the UAV though. I'm not sure how we're going to play this lily pad. Keeping it might be a mistake. They're very wealthy, which is annoying. It's taken us way too long to find our next imp. But we imp off their... We're definitely going to imp off the Chrysium grid. But then if they let us, we'll start imping off their economy. And then when imp's empty, we have 6 credits refund from selling the imp and the muse to Aesop's. Fast advancing a 4-point agenda? Okay, yep, that's a play. Okay, yep, sure. Throw an advancement counter on something pointless. All right, well, I guess we got to play the game. Aesop's Pawn Shop. Honestly, yeah, okay, get rid of a DZMZ. Do we want to push for Imp or do we want to burner here? I think we have to burner here and see what they have. Let's burner first. We can still Imp and then run R&D after. I'm hoping live chat is working. People are talking and it's not showing up. That's unfortunate. We shall see. It's a ping, okay. Ping is just 1 to break with pressure strike. That does mean we can't play Imp and then run R&D, annoyingly. We can if we want to float a tag, but then we lose our Aesops and we haven't found our backup Aesops. Let's see what they have. They have a toll booth, a pop-up window, and a ping. I want to bottom that toll booth, and I want to put the pop-up window back on top of the deck so they have to draw through it. That gives us a chance to do some more setup. Let's draw a card, remove a tag. Now we have the backup Aesops, we can go for it. But I think instead here, I'm just gonna... We haven't installed a program this turn. I don't want to put the imp down, though. I want to put the imp down next turn because I know that they aggressively purge imps. Okay, so we now know their whole hand. We know that it's pop-up window ping. Okay, they're moneying up. I think that's a mistake here. I think we're going to be able to apply a lot of pressure next turn. Okay, cool. Start turn, take clicks. No Aesop's target. Muse, a heap to pull back the imp. Run R&D. Tollbooth is 3 and 1 to break. And then it's 2 credits to fully break the tithe, which I think we will want to do here. It's unfortunate that it's 2 credits, but I just don't have anything I can afford to sell off yet. Okay, now we breach the server. We imp that off. We see a hedge fund on top. That's fine. That means we know they have nothing next turn. Let's gain 2 credits. Next turn, we're going to run off one of these. So we now know their hand is hedge fund. They've drawn an unknown card. One unknown card. They've installed their unknown card as an upgrade on that. That really makes me want to run it. They've undone it. They're going to put it behind ice. Yeah. Okay, it makes me want to run it. It is an unknown card. If it's a 3-point agenda, they win the game. We have to run it. Okay, we know that that is a ping or a pop-up window. Aesop's here has, unfortunately... do we sell the slap here? No, we don't sell the slap here. We have nothing to sell here. We're going to draw a card. Echelon is great. It's going to replace Boy Tata. It's going to be more efficient into a bunch of situations. Not the tithes, but in future. I think we have to... We have to run this and see what it is. It's only 1 credit for us to get in. It's probably just tags. Ooh, JK. Okay, we'll pay 1 to trash that. We'll run back on server 11. And we'll imp server 11. And then, do we want to click for credit here? I think we're fine clicking for credit here, and now we've got some stuff to sell off. So we're going to go up to 5 credits next turn. We know this is only 1 credit, plus maybe a tag to get through. This is 4, 5, 6, 5 if we sell. So 4, 5, 6. 6 credits to run R&D here. Feels worth it. We don't know what server 6 is. We're going to have to contest server 6. They're protecting server 6, but again, we know it's a ping or a pop-up window, so we're not too concerned. Let's just run it. And then I think we're going to just draw and look to money up. We might play the Echelon for 1 credit. Just to give us some more break of... an alternative breaker to the Boitata for the turns we don't trash things. It can be marginally more effective against bigger sentries, but I'm not expecting any big sentries to come out of a Near Earth hub deck. Okay, there's the pop-up window. Breaks for 1. Breaks for 1. Breach, what you got for us? Regolith. You're already rich. We'll leave the Regolith on the table. I think we're going to draw. Imp is lovely to see. Also costs us 0 credits to install right now. I think we're going to install it And then we are gonna gain a credit. It costs us 1 credit to install. No, it shouldn't cost us anything there. Yeah, 0 credits to install, and then we'll gain up some money. Purge, lovely, what I want to see. In that case, we will just Aesops off the imp. Draw a card. Money up. Next turn we start cataloging. Do we want to play this for 1 credit? I think we probably do. Okay, so next turn we're going to sell off the Muse, Cataloger, run R&D. We know server 6 is a regolith. If they jam in server 12, we might want to respond to it. It is only 1 credit and a click for us to look at. But I think we start by doing the Cataloger line. Actually, if it's a Spin Doctor, then we need to clear it first. So if they install something, we have to look at what they install first. Upgrade? Upgrade. Okay, upgrade could be the Hollow Man, which gives them a never advanced 5/3. We probably need to contest it. How do I feel about contesting that? I think I have to. I think let's start by contesting that and see what state we end up in afterward. It's 2 credits to get in. That's a Sand. We have to remove a Sand. We don't care about that. Let's gain some money, draw a card. Muse for Coalesce is a play here, or we could Muse for Imp. They seem to purge very proactively. I think I Muse for Imp here. We don't have the MU. We will lose the Slap Vandal. We'll make this marginally more expensive, but I think we have enough breakers down now that it's not too expensive, and they probably just snap purge because they've been hate purging Imp very consistently. Purge. Yep, snap purge, nice. That gives us some Aesops fuel. Click that, jam a Cataloger, run R&D. And now we're getting Cataloger pressure off. That should help us find some agendas. I'm bringing back the Cataloger because I'd rather they spend 3 clicks purging than I gain 2 extra credits from using Coalescence instead. Plus, there's still Coalescences. No, we're out of Coalescences now. Okay, so that is our last Muse. We have 1 Muse left to bring back another Coalescence if we want to turbo for money later, which we might want to consider doing. But honestly, if they're just going to hate purge Imp every time we table it, yes, it's better value if we can get 1 counter off it, but even just using it like that to get 3 out of them, that's the ping we predicted. It's why we still have 1 click left to clear. So here we have to spend a bit more money. It's 2 credits to fully break now, unfortunately, instead of just 1. Because we memory over-installed the Slap Battle. But that's fine. We get 2 credit to break this, and then 1 credit to break through this on the Boitata, so it costs us the same because we're getting our Boitata discounts now. So 2 credits to break through that, and then 1 credit. Boitata is bugged. A break for 1 credit with Boitata here. Cataloger. Only a 1 pointer. That's sad. Oh no, Beal. Okay, hold on. Beal on top. Click Cataloger to steal the Beal. License acquisition on the bottom because it wins them the game. License acquisition. Daily business show JK Beal. Done. We know they have no action, so we just click that to steal the Beal. We end our turn. We need a 2 pointer. We know they have a 1 pointer coming up. So that there that they just drew should be... I don't have Cyber Feeder installed. Okay. It's JK. It's JK drew them into... Okay, top of deck is another agenda. Oh, they trashed our Aesops, rude. You want to trash that as well? I know it's Aesop. So they're now drawing the winning agenda. So the winning agenda is now going into their hand. Because I can't imagine why they wouldn't choose to draw it, but they don't have a way to fast advance it unless they have a biotic in hand. They could have drawn a biotic, but I think I've seen all 3 biotics. I have, so that's the winning agenda. I have to contest it. One of these is the winning agenda. I have to contest them. They've made it really easy for me. That one's the winning agenda. I don't know why they res JK here. That's a mistake. Neither of them are the winning agenda. Okay, they definitely have the winning agenda in hand now. I can burner them. Burnering them is probably the correct move here. Yeah, gain a credit, do that, burner. And then if we can throw a 2-point agenda on top of the deck, we can run it and win. Or if we can hit the 1-point agenda, we can just bottom it and keep them off of the win. Because we know they've drawn it now. They just draw a load of cards. We'll break through this for 1. Breach. We unfortunately didn't see anything. So we'll throw Tithe on top, Tithe on top. And let's just draw a card. We know they have the winning agenda in hand. We just need them to play it. And the second they play it, we just contest it for the win. I don't know what they could be looking for. They've used... Oh, they're going to spin back their Biotic Labors. They're going to hope to draw a Biotic Labor. Okay, we could lose here if they draw the Biotic Labor. We have to get that thing out of their hand. I was really hoping to hit it with the burner there. We got unlucky. So if they just drew Biotic Labor, they win the game. And we have to check server 16 because we know they have the winning agenda. We have to just check both of these because they have the winning agenda in hand. Saw them draw it with Cataloger. Start turn. Run server 16. Breach. We're going tag me now, which is why we're not reinstalling our Aesops. And I should have trashed this lily pad earlier. We were never going to install it. We're fully set up. All right, nice. We got the win. Gonna guess that was the winning agenda. Can I not res that? All right. Well, I mean, we can just go look at the replay. It's kind of weird to leave like that, but hey ho, whatever floats their boat. It was a Beal. What did they do? Oh, they had two in the bin, so I could have contested bin at any point. I knew that was a possibility. They must have spun back the 1. No, they spun away. No, they drew the 1-pointer. They definitely drew the 1-pointer. There was another license acquisition in there. Okay. Beal is interesting there. Cool. That was fun. That was a good game. Let's go back to do some more coding. I can still see chat while people are coding, by the way. It's just not on stream while I'm coding. Yeah, cool. Not that anyone's talkative today anyway. Okay. Where are we at? We are implementing the Syndicate, which is a blank piece of cardboard. You know what? I should just do like a hybrid. I should just, yeah. You should still be able to see the browser for this. It's annoying I can't have it auto switch between the views, so we're going to implement the Syndicate Profit over Principal. This is the card we're implementing. How can I do this? If I make It's just not easy. I can just do this. We can do that for when you want to read it. Okay. Pub const the syndicate impl struct. There you go. You can the syndicate. I need to add this to the card registry. Hold on. For errors to show up properly. Card, it's in here. Pub mod the syndicate. And now it will complain at me, for example. Right. So what do we need out of this? We need... the card's type is... yeah, you are lurking. Card type... identity. We don't actually want this to be that, and I kind of want this to be create card that, which means these can merge. I'll get them merged later. Owner is going to be side corp. Okay, what else is printed on this card? It's a megacorp subtype. I hate that it defaults to using super. I don't want to use super anywhere in my code. Card subtype, megacorp. Is there any other text on this card? It has no abilities. There's no other text on this card. All right, that was nice and quick to implement. The syndicate hedge fund is done. Except we're not putting impl at the end of this, apparently. Okay. Next up is Off-World Office. We don't have a file for that yet, so let's go add one. We do have a file for that. It just has the old implementation in it. Okay. So new implementation of Off-World Office. Let's see what we're looking at for this one. We are looking for Off-World Office implementation. Card implementation for Off-World Office implementation. Okay, Off-World Office is a card type agenda. It has the subtype expansion. It is owned by the corp. Okay, and then it has stuff on it. It has agenda cost and agenda points. Both of those currently don't exist within the card implementation. So let's go and add those down in the printed characteristics section. FN printed advancement cost and printed agenda points. All right. Nice and straightforward. Now we can just add into our off-world office. It has a printed advancement cost of 4. It has printed agenda points of 2. Okay, that's those done. And then we need to do its text. So it has a printed conditional ability that says if Now, this ability is interesting. This ability is active even if the card itself is not active. Well, the card itself will be active from the score area. It's only if it's stolen that that's the case, I think, right? Let's give this one the... let's look at the rules document. It's probably the sensible thing to do. Card is active. Ability. Here we go. Complete the resource card is active. Nope. Nope. So that one covers stolen and trashed. Yeah, this one is just active anywhere. So yeah, we'll be active anywhere. So sorry, this one is regular active rule. So if gs.card active, this abilities push conditional ability. We have a new condition. We have one conditional ability on this card. Its metadata is that it is from this. It is from Offworld Office. It's the 0th conditional ability on the card, and it is a printed conditional ability. And it is not optional. You must gain 7 credits. Okay. So now we have a conditional ability. We need to talk about how many instances of it are pending. For this, we are looking for gs.history for ability. Filter it for change where the change is agenda scored, which presumably has a card in it. Yep. And we're looking for when this is scored. Count that. That's how many instances there are. It should always be 0 or 1. Okay. And then the next step, which is based on match ability meta index instruction, and we don't need to know what card we're in. Okay. If it is ability 0, instruction 0, then we have things to do. If it is any other instance, then we have nothing to do. Instruction step none. Here we can produce an effect. The effect is instruction effect. Gain credits, side corp 7. And the next instruction is none. Okay, that is Offworld Office implemented. We can delete all of the old Offworld Office implementation. New implementation, much better. Cool. With Offworld Office done, let's go play some more Netrunner. We're gonna intersperse playing Netrunner with we'll grab our title from here. Play, new game, streaming, startup, create. Okay. Let's play a fun deck. This deck is fun. It flooded really, really hard last time we streamed. This is a fine opening hand. We'll keep it. You're doing each card by hand. Is the end goal just NSG cards? Yeah, the end goal is every NSG card implemented. And it's sort of not really a good alternative to doing each card by hand. Even JNet does each card by hand, right? I can show you JNet's programming after this game. Pharos makes this a much easier keep. Okay, what do we want to do here? We probably want to just throw... I'm tempted. Okay, no, we're gonna throw this on the table. We are gonna get a Pharos set up in a new remote. We're gonna put a tributary on that to contest it, and then we're gonna put an Atini on HQ to deter them running. They might still run, in which case we lose a sender message, but that's fine. Label unrest cards, label face up cards. Cool. Okay, they're going to run our deck. That's fine. There's no agendas in there. I don't want to pay for snare because I want to be able to afford ice. And I don't have the kill off of the snare, so I would rather keep my ice money up. You joke, but that's pretty much what the Magic the Gathering people did. They built a natural language parser that understood cards and did like 60% of the implementations for them. For a lot of more complicated cards, it did just give up. But for the ones it understood, it did them pretty decently, by all accounts. Do we want another card on this server? Not really. We're going to want the Atini on top of the Pharos or on top of my deck. But my deck's safe for a little while because they just did a huge run on it. So I think this is fine. We'll decline our Atea trigger here. Next turn, we'll take one off of this, and then we'll double advance that to start pressuring for sender message. And in an ideal world, they'd never contest it, and the sender message reses the Pharos, and we save ourselves a lot of money. We have to click Regolith first so that we have the money to actually score it after resing Pharos. Ooh, early dirty laundry. There. The code is in the way of the game. Sorry about that. I forgot to hit the transition button after hiding it. Alright, let's do exactly what we said we were going to do. Take that, advance that twice, pass back. Hermes early on the table is unfortunate for us, but that's fine. Okay, they're seeing 2 new cards, but there's no agendas in our deck, so I don't think we care. Okay, they pay to get rid of a Ronin, and then they are debating getting rid of whatever that was, or reading it. So it's a new card, or it's something they maybe want to get rid of. It's probably another Regolith then, I'm guessing. It's expensive to get rid of, and I'm already rich. It's probably their line of thought. I'm definitely happy. Okay, whether or not we res the Pharos or the Atini is going to depend entirely on how much we want to protect R&D. Or protect hand. If I draw an agenda, I can't draw an agenda. They've looked at my deck. Okay, it was a Regolith mining license. My prediction was exactly correct. They're going to go 1 card deeper. They hit a snare. This is last click, which means I can afford to score off the back of this. We'll see what I draw. If I draw an agenda, then I'm going to want to res the Atini for free. Otherwise, it's Cloud Eater. Cool. Advance, 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 score, res the Pharos, and then they get to bounce either the Atini or the Tributary. Probably the Atini. But I don't particularly care if they do. It's my disposition here. Okay. Well, they bounced the Atini. Was the sort of more predictable thing to have happen. I think next turn we're going to money up, and we will throw... We know hand is safe. We'll just throw a... probably a Atini on top of HQ. Let's throw a Tributary. But we've already got one of those ready to go here. They floated a tag. Okay, they're clearing the tag. That's fine. Mindscaping. Does that change our turn? This click for 2, this click for 3. I think no. I think we take, and then we throw a teeny on... Do I want a teeny on R&D here? I know I want the Cloud Eater on top of the Pharos eventually. I think I do just put a teeny on top of R&D here to impede them running. There's nothing they can trash in hand, so we have full lock here. There's nothing bad that they can do to us next turn. Nothing in my hand they can interact with. We see the Tributary again. Cool. Adrian. Okay, we can start setting up now. I want to look for draw. Spin is good here. We'll top the Mindscaping for next turn. We will throw Adrian in server 2 to put Cloud Eater on top of the Pharos. We will throw an Atini on top of HQ. Oops. Okay, whatever. They're not going to run that. I meant to res and move Adrian into server 1 If they run it, we'll be sad. But hey, we get a tributary up if they run it, and then Adrian can just delete the server if they don't trash it. Okay, nice. We get to Mindscaping again. Now the Mindscaping goes back on top of the deck. I think here I probably want to put Spin Doctor into server 2. Get ourselves a... We want to keep ourselves open for the Sisyphus line, which means we want to put Botu on top of that. Games in R&D. Let's go ahead and throw Tatubola on top of R&D, and then we will res Adrian to move him into server 1 where he's safer. Cool. Pretty straightforward line there. We're doing the traditional Shaper U-bend, U-ice formation. Which means we want one more thing on R&D, probably the tributary. But at this point, honestly, we start looking for agendas. We're well set up here. Game doesn't want to give us any. Game really doesn't want to give us any. Okay. Let's throw a tributary they can't get rid of on top of the deck, and then let's just greasing a Charlotte into server 1. And throw... Yeah, we're greasing a Charlotte into server 1. Do we want to install anything else? Probably not. Maybe the Botu. No, we're going to save the Botu for HQ. And we'll advance the Charlotte to make them consider running it. Adrian can stay where he is. They'll probably just call it to Charlotte. Install advance in Genteki is like 9 times out of 10 a Charlotte, because we don't really have good reasons to advance anything else by 1. Most traps you'd want to double advance. If we res the Atini, we can't afford to res the Cloud Eater, but we can afford to res the Botu. They don't have a code decoder out, so this is just 3 damage or they pay 6. I'm happy with either of those outcomes. Okay. Right, it's threat 3. They get to look at the Adrian in my hand. They already know there's one on the table, but it sucks to lose him. We might bring him back with Spin. I think we're more likely to put the Mindscapings back in with Spin if they start just floating tags. That's their turn. All right, we'll res Charlotte. Take the Charlottes. Still no gas. Okay. We'll put the Tributary on top of R&D. Do I really want to just, like, Botu Turbo Regolith? No, let's be fully defensive. Let's throw this on Archives. There's a lot of stuff that runs Archives these days, and we'll play like that. I don't think it's likely that we're going to care about protecting Archives, but I don't really... We're in the agenda waiting room here, and they're in the icebreaker waiting room. So maybe the correct play is just hard draw. Okay, there's an agenda. We're going to lose Charlotte doing this, but I think that's fine. We do... Yeah, okay, we'll go... Wait. We want to crack Spin Doctor first. We want to get back... Probably a Charlotte and a Mindscaping. Throw that into server 2 to throw that into server 1. We're going to advance that twice. We're threatening to win with Fuji. We can keep them out. They don't have a way past Pharos right now. And Adrian gives us really good defense if they do find a way past Pharos. I would like a end the run code gate on here, or at least a code gate of some description. But for now, I think we're fine with just... If they face check Cloud Eater, it's really expensive for them, and they need to play away past Pharos, which they probably can't afford to do both. So I think we're fine to just push the Fuji here. Yeah, they're drawing. They're mostly just letting us push the Fuji, it looks like. Okay, we drew another Spin Doctor. That's going to suck to lose, but I think with our best course of action, we'll res the Regolith so that they can't bounce it, and then we'll score. And then they're going to bounce probably the Tatubola or the Atini would be my guess. Yeah, Tatubola. Cool. Losing Tatubola, kind of unfortunate, but we'll live with it. Adrian stays. We can afford to res Botu if we need to. It is 2 barriers, but it's 2 quite expensive barriers. So even if they find a Fractor, they're probably not contesting Adrian. If they run this to get rid of it, okay, there we go. Cleaver is a really bad matchup into Pharos. I do kind of just want to triple advance the Pharos here. They die to Atini, question mark. They're dead to Atini here. Atini equals dead. Right? Yeah, cool. Where's the Atini that kills? GG. Okay, cool. Streams there. All right, that went relatively peacefully. I think it was hard with Hermes there. Not. It was a 50-50 on the ice, basically. Bounced the. Trick shot gives you one extra access. Okay. So it wouldn't be dead there. You'd see. Yeah. You can't let Shaper players get into your R&D. I think I was happy with the amount of ice they threw on it that game. All right, well, we're probably going to do some more coding. We'll do the next implementation once we finish up this game. Then we'll queue for another game. All right. Let's bring the code back and go back to looking at cards. So the next card we need to implement in our card spec here is, well, we need to actually hook up the Offworld office. And then we need to do Regolith Mining License. Nice. Let's do that one. We saw plenty of that game. Okay. What are we looking for here? We're looking for just do the whole thing from scratch. Pub, struct, Regolith Mining License, implementation, static Regolith Mining License, Regolith Mining License simple, Regolith Mining License simple. Card implementation for Regolith Mining License. Okay. What have we got here? Printed card type is card type asset. No subtypes. Side is corp. We have two conditional abilities, one of which is load linked active, and we have one paid ability, which is an action. So I'm going to document that actually at the top here. Regolith Mining License. Conditional ability 0 is when you res this load 15 onto it. Conditional ability 1 is when it is empty trash it. Load linked. And paid ability 0 is action click take 3 from this asset. Okay, cool. Bit of documentation for myself. So let's start with those two conditional abilities. Active, printed, conditional abilities. So the thing to understand about load linked abilities is they're only active after the first one has resolved. So how do we validate that? We have to read the game history and check that the first one has properly resolved itself at least once. Yes. Okay, both of them only exist if the card is active. So card active this. If the card is active, then what are we looking for here? We want to do abilities dot push. Conditional ability. Ability meta. Source is this. Origin is some regolith. Index is 0. Is printed as true. Optional is false. And then the second ability is our load linked ability, which means it's only active if the first one has resolved. So gs.history. We want the universal history here, actually. Right, or yes. We want the universal history here. So let me go and implement that. We've got history for lingering, pub, fn, history, this thing, these lines, this line. Cool. It gives us a way to access the history in a sensible format. So what we care about here is if history, if we are able to find in the history the conclusion to the resolution of the previous one. How's that going to work? It's just after the load 15 is resolved. Yeah, okay. So we want to say after the load instruction is resolved, find, change, match, change, matches, change. It just needs to be a bit more complicated than that. Anyway, if that is if we're able to find it, we'll just say truth now. If you're able to find it, then also make the second ability active, which is also printed, is index 1, and is not optional. Okay. Now we need to write this finder here. So this is going to be something I reuse a lot, but it's looking to see that the load has happened. For those unaware of how this rule works, load, load, hello. Oh, that's not where I want to be. There we go. Load. A card is empty when it's no longer hosting any counter type of the load loaded onto it. An ability on a card that refers to the card becoming empty is linked to a preceding ability on that same card that loads it with counters. That basically just means that it only becomes active after that previous one has happened, rather than it being and linked is why they're written next to each other rather than being written on separate paragraphs. That's sort of the convention for writing linked abilities. Okay, so we're looking for if let chain history change effect resolved is equal to change, return true, else return false. We'll refactor this in a second. The effect we want to look for is an instruction effect. Right? Yeah, instruction effect load. There's no load. What are we doing in here? Are we doing place? What did I write this one? I probably didn't bother writing this one fully when I wrote it before. Empty loaded becomes active, resed. Yeah, cool. Yeah, we want to put load in here. Load is technically different to place. It's not super different to place, but then we need to say that to resolve it, let's go find our place code. Literally just going to copy it, say load. is that they literally is the same? It is just the same. It's just a semantic difference. Okay, we'll do load instruction. We'll do instruction effect. Place. Side. Counter on. And then we'll just call self dot. We'll call that dot resolve on the game state. So we're just asserting that load and place work exactly the same and don't think about it 5-head. And we will do the same for has the potential to change the game state. And can resolve fully. This is not implemented yet, but we'll add it anyway. This is used for paying costs. Okay, cool. All right, so now we have our load instruction, and we want to find an effect that loaded 15 credits onto this card, and we want it to have been done by, and by here is a side. Okay, we want something a bit more nuanced here, because effect resolved should actually tell us what the source of the effect was as well, which means we're going to need to go back into modeling instruction sources, which currently we've sort of discarded the modeling for. Because when a history change is made, it should definitely, I mean, really, the entry should tell you the source, almost. Because it's important to know. I mean, I think there are cards that say, like, because of this, right? Which is really important for things like Diviner. To give you context, do 1 net damage if you trash a card this way. But that's just going to be looking for the previous effect, I think. These effect resolutions need a bit of extra pizzazz in them, I think. I think it's likely that our history entries are going to, or our history change is going to store its cause. But for here, we'll say cause. And for now, we'll just say instruction source. Instruction source is like heinously out of date. And I'm going to need to build a new version of it. But for now, we will just say by some side corp, and our source is an instruction source. Oh God. I kind of hate these because they're not using the modern style of things. I'm going to need to... Maybe it is just time to fix instruction source to use the new style. I think let's just do that now. So an instruction source is actually one of... Sorry, we're going to have to make this bigger for a second. So instructions can come from a conditional ability. They can come from a paid ability. We don't want to use the old ones is the thing. Delete that, we'll re-import it. We want the new conditional ability in ability. We want the new paid ability in paid ability. Timing instructions are a whole thing. We need to keep those around. It could be from a play ability, or it could be from a subroutine. Okay, now those use the new sources. They're... What are you complaining about? Playability. should have all that stuff on it. Cool. Okay. So now these are using the modern style. We can say that we want this to be from a conditional ability where the meta for that conditional ability is ability meta, where the source is some... okay, hold on. So we want this to be placed on card. We want this to be... I mean, really, I think we don't care about the effect. The more I think about it, the more I've decided we don't really care about the effect so much as we care about the ability that did it. So I think I'm just going to say get rid of all of that. We only care about the effect. We want it to be from effect source. Its origins should be regolith mining license. Its index should be 0 because that's the thing we want to care that resolved, and its is printed should be true, and its optional should be false. So that is the thing we actually care about, and we only really care about the fact that it came from this card, and it was the 0th ability on regolith mining license. So all of that is optional. All of that is optional. That is the full thing here. Almost certainly. What are you complaining about? We can't check ability index, ability source, and then in here I want to say return ability source is this, and ability index is 0. Okay, what don't you like? It's called cause. Okay, that is the full history rule for have we loaded this? Has this happened? So that's what load looks like. That's going to definitely need some abstraction, but we're manually coding it for now. And then that pushes ability 1 on. Okay, so now we know which of the conditional abilities are active. We need to implement the trigger conditions. So pending instances. We have got 2 abilities in here, 0, 1, and then anything else always is going to have 0 instances pending because it doesn't exist. Okay. 0 says when you res this asset, gs.history for ability.filter change matches. We want to do change is equal to history change card resed this. Card resed ability meta source, and we care that we have a card here. Card. Count those for me. And just like do that. Cool. Ability 1 is when it is empty, trash it. Going to be very similar looking, except we're looking for card empty of credits not from bad publicity. Okay, that's our 2 trigger conditions implemented. Now we need to implement the effects of them. So the effects are straightforward. Again, we want to do match ability, meta index, instruction, and ability meta source. Okay, so our first instruction just says load 15 onto it, so we can do for ability 0, instruction 0, source card, instruction effect, Instruction effect, load, corp, 15 counter credit, not from bad publicity, onto this card. And then this one here is trash this card. And then it has no next instruction. Our next ability is ability 1 instruction 0 for a card, for knowing the card. And that has the effect of instructions sort effect trash corp be tree set from card. No next instruction. And then lastly, any other case, there is no next instruction. Okay, that is all of our conditional abilities fully implemented. Next up, we need to implement our paid ability, of which we have one, and it is an action, so it shows up in the actions. It is gs.card active this, actions.push, paid ability meta. This one is going to be origin, some card name, regolith mining license, index 0 is printed true. Okay, and then we need to implement the cost of that ability. And the cost of that ability for ability 0 is going to be cost action clicks 1, and is going to be for any other ability no just default cost, because there's nothing to pay because the ability doesn't exist. Okay, and then lastly, paid ability. We follow the default can use, which is just be the owner of the card. And then the instruction step here, this is for our next step. We want to match the ability, the instruction, and the card. And if we are take 3 credits from this asset, 0, 0 card, then we want to do instruction step effect, instruction effect, take credits for the corp, 3 from this card, no next instruction, and there are no other things that need to be resolved on here. Okay, so that should be regolith mining license fully implemented with the new implementation logic. Delete other stuff we're not using from up at the top now. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Okay. We did another card, we'll go play another game. That's the game we're playing today. New starter. We'll go grab our stream title. New startup. Create. Another game against Dow. Let's go. It's keepable because we can open greasing the palm spin. Okay, open Mindscaping is a much better play. We open Mindscaping, we prime the top of the deck. Greasing gives us net 2, puts us at 9. Greasing, I think we want to do greasing a teeny onto HQ because we know the top of the deck is safe. And then we will just do spin Cloud Eater, get set up like that. Now, if they run the spin first, we're obviously going to draw the snap, but honestly, might just let them trash the spin. Very early Hermes, very annoying for me. Okay, let's power through the deck a bit then. Early Tributary is nice. I think let's throw the Tributary on R&D, so it'll probably get rezzed at some point in this game. What else do we want to do here? Part of me just wants to Hansei review off the Fenutria, jam the snare behind the cloud, jam the send a message behind the Cloud Eater. I think that is my line here. Okay, we didn't get punished. All right, let's apply some pressure. If that's an early Eru, we're going to want to get ice on top of archives quickly. I think we can probably wait one turn with it though, just to score the sender message. We'll res the tributary with it to give us a permanent tributary, I think. Or do I want to res the Atini for the discount? I think I res the Atini for the discount. You never res the Cloud Eater here because it has an on-res effect. And so you want to actually res it when they run into it. Okay, we put Atini over here. We put Cloud Eater on HQ and then we bounce the tributary. Okay. Now things are happening. I mean, yeah, I guess the rule is only play ice you're happy to have anywhere. No positional ice against Dow, but that's fine. We don't run any real positional ice in the deck. Only real thing is if we score a Sisyphus wanting to get Cloud Eater behind. We lost a Spin Doctor. They stole the Sisyphus. Okay, now our order never matters. They bounce the Cloud Eater back to hand. That's fine. We're just going to reinstall it on... you know, it's probably Rescue Spin Doctor Hollow Man. Start turn. Yeah, you can run a hand. There's nothing in there. It's a snare, actually. Could be fun to hit the snare here. Okay, I think we throw Hollow Man Spin back into the deck and then we start our turn. Okay. How do we want to do this? I think we want to Hedge Fund, Cloud Eater on... No, Atini on HQ. Tributary on R&D. We just re-ice up. And then we'll throw probably another Tributary on Archives. Or... we'll see. Probably, yeah. We'll see what we draw. That doesn't really make me want to do anything with it. I think we'll just draw one more. Adrian's good to get. Okay, I think we were looking for... Install into server 2, Adrian into the new remote, Tributary on Archives, res the Adrian, and turn move him into server 2. We'll call that a pretty straightforward line. Okay. Now what do we want to do here? Another Cloud Eater. Doesn't really help us here. We could just advance, try and push this. They'll run it, but we can... Honestly, I take a lot of damage running it. 3 from that. 2 from that. It's 5 damage. It might just kill them. Plus we have Adrian to keep them off it if we want. And I'm good at side games. I think we just push this. They might think it's a Charlotte. That's usually you single Charlotte, but you can double Charlotte and it's not too bad. It's a good bluff play. Okay, they're digging for answers. They don't want to walk through a teeny. They didn't find a way to not walk through a teeny. They're probably letting us have the Fuji, and they're going to bounce the tributary. But that's fine. Okay, we got Overclock and Diesel out of their hand. And then we move Adrian to whatever server's safest. So if they do a swap to clear the remote servers, then we just jump Adrian into the centrals. Bounce tributary. Bounce one of the tributaries, it feels like. Bounce that tributary. We're fine leaving Adrian where he is. We will discard a Ronin, because this game we're not going to win with Snare. We're going to win with good old-fashioned scoring agendas, because we're not being contested. Now, I would like to find some money. I'm probably going to throw Cloudy to... Okay, they're going to get another agenda. They're going to get another agenda and bounce one of these. They hit a Snare. This could kill them. There's one more Snare in there. That's game. Peril of multi-access against Jinteki is you slam into 2 snares in a row. Or you slam into snare Fuji. I don't think you can play that aggressive line. Cool. Alright. Nice quick 10-minute game. Let's go do another card. Probably make this the last card we do, and we'll call the stream there. It's been a good little productive session, though. And I want to keep doing these until I'm back at work. Cards. Next card to do... It's Palisade. Palisade already has a home. It just has the old stuff in it. So let's go bring in the new stuff. Pub Struct Palisade Impulse. Static member Palisade. Pull up Palisade in the browser, and now I'm not doing a little refactor. I can make this smaller again so you guys can see more. Palisade Impul is Palisade Impul. Card implementation for Palisade Impul. Okay, Palisade is a card type Ice. It is a subtype Barrier. It is owned by the court. What else do we need to say about it? We need to say... Gotta be some more fun facts we can get about it. It is printed install cost of 3. It is a printed strength, which we haven't got on cards yet. We need to go and add that to Mayfly. Sum 2. Let's go add that to card implementation and add it to Mayfly. Can't believe we missed that. FN printed strength is a property cards can have. By default they won't, and Mayfly should have it. Mayfly is a 1, right? Yeah. Is Mayfly's install cost right? We've not been missing install costs. I'll check it afterward, but top, yeah. Printed strength is 1. Cool. We go back over to our Palisade implementation. Here we go. And our printed strength is 2 on the Palisade. Okay, Palisade has a static ability. It is... How is it done? It is if card active. This follows the default active rule. Now this, it will produce no effects unless it's protecting a remote. So we do care about our location. Card we want to get our current location. Okay, we'll get the card. Let card is gs.cards.get this. Card exists. Card.location as server kind. Say if is equal to some server kind remote. We'll do matches instead of equals, because we don't care which remote it's on, just that it's on a remote. So we want to say here, we want to say let new effects is a new vector. Effects.push declaration effect adjust strength by 2 of this. Use this here again for clarity. And then we want to do abilities.push static ability. Meta is ability meta. Source is this. Origin is Palisade. Index is 0. Printed is true. Producing is effects. So effects will be empty unless we're protecting card name Palisade. Effect will be empty unless we're protecting a remote server, in which case it will have adjust strength 2 of this. That looks right. Cool. Okay, and then we care about a subroutine. That's all we've got here. Subroutine. It has, yes. If gs.cardActive, this. That should be called subroutines. Why is it not called subroutines? Go to declaration. Subroutines. Subroutines. Push subroutine. Its order is 0. It's the very first thing on the card. And its meta is the ability meta. Source is this. Origin is some card name Palisade. Index is 0. Printed is true. It's printed subroutine. Okay, we have our printed subroutine. We need to be able to step our subroutine. Match ability meta index and instruction. If it is instruction 0 of ability 0, then we have an instruction step effect. Instruction effect ETR. ETR is an instruction effect. I probably just haven't implemented it yet. Okay, we'll just say ETR there for now. Next instruction, none. And then for any other ability or instruction, there is no step. This does not exist. Okay, that's that done. That's everything, right? That's the whole last card. cost 3 to install. It's got a strength of 2. Got a condition ability. It's got a subroutine. The subroutine does stuff. Static ability has static ability text. I think that's the card. I think that we can say we have finished that whole card. FN implementation. We can add it here. And Palisade. Should we do Managam? No, we'll call it there. We're going to call it there. That's Palisade implemented. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. It's been fun. We got some games in. We wrote some code. I'll probably implement Managam off stream. Same way I did a bunch more of these off stream. And I'll probably tidy things up. And then next time, hopefully we can do some test gameplay. Yikes. No. Next time we will finish implementing conditionals because we're just writing the definitions here. There's still a load more stuff to do. Checkpoints are still barely functional. They exist. And next to you, you'll be happy to know they exist. They just are not at all built up. Yeah, we're making good progress. We're making good progress. All right, cool. I'm going to call it there for the stream.